nigga Delvin, bruh, and we totally in a new time period. We in a new day, dog. The game has changed, whether you want to know it or not. And I'm here to talk about y'all with this shit, man. The game done changed. Shit done changed. Let me let y'all see this picture real quick. This nigga 50 Cent uploaded, bro. So your man Ferrari F50 is on a rampage. And bear with me. It's a lot going on in this rap shit, bro. It's so much going on in this rap shit that you just gotta be. You gotta pay attention to what's going on, bro. Cause this shit is going on and it's going real, bro. So your nigga 50 Cent 5 aka Ferrari F50 from back in the days in the 2000s, has decided to cancel his show BMF. He said, fuck it. He's going as far as to putting a picture up of Lil Meech with a goddamn flyer that say out of work. God damn it, 50. God damn it, 50 is a cold motherfucker. This motherfucker 50 is cold as a motherfucker. And a lot of people feel a lot of different ways about it, though. I'm looking at the comments online. People feeling a lot of different ways, and I can see where it comes from, bro. Because this whole 50 Cent BMF situation, I've been feeling a lot of different ways about it, bro. I look at it. I look at it so many different ways, bro. Some days I look at it like I feel where 50 coming from. 50 like these niggas were disloyal to him. You went against the grain and fuck with this nigga Ross. You should have been fucking with me. I did this, that for you. Nigga, you ride with me all the time. I get that. I get that from 50. I get that. I'm not even this acknowledge that. That's real shit. But at the same time, nigga, I gotta look at it from BMF situation, from Big Meech situation. Like, bitch, nigga, we came from these streets without you, dog. My name, I got it without you, dog. I've been fucking with this nigga Rick Ross before I even fuck with you, right? So it's like, nigga, am I loyal? Do I have to stay loyal to you about everything? Nigga, I fucks with you, but you don't control me, right? So that's where the game goes at, bro. Who do you position yourself with? You feel me? And I'm finna put a poll up here. Is 50 Cent wrong for canceling BMF? Because nigga could look at that bitch a whole different wrong. Is 50 Cent wrong for canceling BMF? I mean, cause it's like you could look at this bitch 1,000 different ways, dog. You could look at it like 50. You could look at it 1,000 different ways, right? I'm finna put this poll up here. Y'all let me know we going at it, right? So, oh God. Let me go ahead and get this David dude up out of here. You weirdo. Get you up out of here. Yeah, so a lot of people looking at this shit a lot of different ways, right? So people looking at this shit like, okay, 50 Cent came back, he made the BMF story. He kind of like made this shit like into something, right? And the BMF story was kind of like some shit we hadn't seen in forever, right? It was a different story. He gave it different life, right? And a lot of people didn't like that, right? A lot of people was looking at it like, man, this shit gangster, this shit real. But where's this shit really going? You feel me? So with 50 gave the story life, some shit you never heard before, some shit you never seen before. And now, like the first 2 seasons, people were fucking with it, bro. People were fucking with the first 2 seasons, right? But after those first 2 seasons, shit, 50 done kind of fell out with Big Meech. He cut the show. Now it's like, bitch, you gotta work. You feel me? So a lot of people are looking at it a lot of different ways. You feel me? Like, I look at it like this, right? I get where 50 coming from, bro. Because if your daddy fresh out of jail, if you been in jail and shit ain't been favoring you, and I put you on, dog, and I kind of give your story life again. Respect that shit when you come home. You feel me? Big Meech came home. Big Meech was aligning himself with anybody that fuck with him, and he aligned himself with Rick Ross. You feel me? Southwest T, who part of BMF, when he came home, he aligned himself with fucking the Supreme Team legit. You feel me? With Shorty or fucking with Supreme Team. Yeah, I mean, so niggas gonna feel away about that shit, dog. Niggas gonna 100% feel away about that shit, dog. So I'm not mad at 50. I get where 50 coming from. It's one of those things, dog, where it's like you gotta be loyal to the niggas that fuck with you, right? So I look at it like this. I'm like, I'm not against what 50 did, but I'm also not mad at what 50 did neither, dog. I look at it from both angles, bro. It's like, my nigga, you can hate on 50 hustle, you can hate on 50 game, but that nigga, he set the lines. He set his he set he set his boundaries. You feel me? Like 50, like, hey nigga, don't ever go against me or I'ma smash on you, right? And he don't matter who he do it to, right? So he don't matter. It don't matter to him that Big Meech is the biggest dope boy probably ever in American history. It don't matter to him. It don't matter to 50. Like 50 on some I don't give a fuck shit. We can die right now, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta respect that type of shit. This nigga like, man, fuck it. It can end right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck. So 50 don't give a fuck as far as that goes, right? So nah, he been shitting on them niggas for a minute, bro. He been shitting on them niggas for a minute, you feel me? But I also understand it's a street aspect to it as well. Niggas be looking at the shit from an entertainment aspect, and I get that. 50 entertaining as fuck. But them niggas not looking at that shit like that. Them niggas not looking at that shit like that, bro. Not at all. Them niggas looking at this shit like this shit is real. You feel me? Like, that's how them niggas looking at this shit. Them niggas looking at this shit like, you calling a nigga snitch. You saying niggas done did this? Nah, bro. Niggas ain't going for it. Did 50 tell on Irv Gotti back in the day? Bro, that's a tough one, bro. No, hell no. 50 ain't tell on Irv Gotti back in the day. Fuck no. Now I thought about what you said. Fuck no. 50 ain't tell. 50 just rapped about his life. That's the thing with 50. 50 just rapped about his life. You feel me? A lot of niggas, 50 rapping about real shit. His life is real. You feel me? Like, a lot of niggas, they stories ain't real. 50 one of the few niggas, his story is real. So he telling you some shit that he went through, even though they could kind of use that against somebody, it's really his own life. But from my understanding, the nigga, buddy that just got out of jail, he said, man, he fucked with 50 Prince. I think that's his name, Prince, that just got out of jail for doing like 30 years or some shit. He said he fucked with the song that 50 Cent did. He said, I mean, I'm not mad at 50, so I don't think that had nothing to do with 50 on that case. So, for real. So, yeah, man, you know, I don't think he really had. But 50 putting his foot on these BMF niggas' neck, bro. And that's the part that's crazy because I remember when them BMF niggas was really getting. Check this out. I was a G when them niggas was doing thing, but at the end of it, I seen like they last little run. I remember them niggas was getting money, dog. Them niggas was. This is like right around the time Meech went to jail, dog, and niggas was getting so much money, dog. That shit was crazy. I still remember that South Beach week when them niggas was out there, bro. I never seen no shit like that ever again. You have a whole bunch of niggas. And peep what I'm saying. You have a whole bunch of niggas from the streets getting money. That shit was some crazy shit to say. I'm not talking about no fucking music niggas getting money. I'm talking about street niggas spending fucking thousands, nigga. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. Nigga, that shit making everybody mad, dog. So I get what's going on. I look at it from both angles, dog. I look at it from both angles. It's your nigga Delvin's room. We finna get on to the next topic. I wanted to also talk to y'all about this shit right here, bro. Hip hop has changed, bro. Hip hop is going in a different angle, bro. Right now, currently, bro, hip hop has this for the first time in hip hop history, right? For the first time in hip hop history, there is no rap song in the top 40 of Billboard's Hot 100, bro. We've never seen nothing like this in hip hop history before, bro. We have no song in the top 40 on Billboard 200, bro. On Billboard 100, bro. Not one rap song, bro. So a lot of people are like, is hip hop dying, or is this just some shit that's going on? I'm finna put up a poll. Y'all gonna let me know, bro. Is hip hop dying? I'm gonna give y'all my opinion in a minute. But let me put this poll up here real quick. Is hip hop dying? Because all right, let's just put up the poll, bro. Is hip hop dying? Is hip hop on its last leg? Is hip hop a thing of the past? Y'all let me know, bro. Because a lot of people are looking at hip hop as a thing that's dead, right? I'm finna give y'all my analysis on everything that's been going on. Because this is the first time in hip hop history where there is no song in the top. Listen to me again, in the top 100 of Billboard's charts, bro. I'm finna get into it. Y'all give me a second. I'll be right back. See nigga Devil. Get them likes up for me if you fucking with me. Missouri, it's your nigga Delvin. I'm back in this bitch real quick, dog. So y'all let me know, man. Do y'all believe this hip hop shit is dying, bro? So, for the first time in over 30 fucking 5 fucking years, hip hop does not have one hit record in the top 40, right? And I have a couple reasons why this is happening, right? I have a couple reasons why I believe this is happening, right? Okay, so first things first, mainstream hip hop is dying. That is a thing. Which I'm not even mad at. I don't even give a fuck about mainstream hip hop dying and not being in the game no more, because hip hop started from the underground. So I mean, I don't give a fuck about the mainstream not liking hip hop, right? So mainstream hip hop is not in a good place, right? That's what we know for a fact. But here's the thing, here's the kicker. Underground hip hop that's independent is thriving right now. People are loving underground hip hop. Underground hip hop probably couldn't be in a better place. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have an artist that do not have mainstream songs, do not have mainstream budgets, do not have mainstream accessibility, doing great numbers as far as tickets and merchandise sales. So what the fuck really matters? Does it matter that the mainstream world that doesn't really support people fuck with you? Yeah, you may not have uh the goddamn everyday casual hip hop fans supporting you. Who gives a fuck? But if you have those passionate fans supporting your craft, supporting your music, that matters more, bro. Like right now, you have NBA YoungBoy on a tour, selling out arenas, $50,000, bro, and they're doing great numbers, bro. Nigga doing great numbers. You gotta think about that shit. Nigga doing great numbers, bro. And the nigga don't have no hits. So what matters? What really matters? What do you think really matters, bro? That's my opinion. What do you think really matters in this time? These niggas, you got the Clips that dropped the album that did 110 or what 118K the first week. You may not hear about that album no more this year. But the underground, the people that support that type of music, they still listening to that shit. You feel me? So yes, I think hip hop is moving away from that underground. Moving away from that mainstream shit where everybody's chasing the number one hit, and now it's moving into a more niche or underground audience, bro. So yeah, I like where hip hop is going. I don't give a fuck that the mainstream world does not like hip hop no more. I don't give a fuck because I think the mainstream hip hop fan just dilutes hip hop anyway because they don't know. They're not listening to lyricism. They're not listening to bars. They're not listening to cadences. They're not listening to storytelling. All they listening to is what the other person is listening. They just listen to the trend at the time. So, you know, they don't even know what's cool and what's popping. They don't know. They don't know. They so out of the loop. But the real people, the real niche people, the real hip hop fans, they starting to gain more control. So yes, as far as mainstream hip hop is not in a great place for mainstream. Like an artist like Drake, like an artist like that drops this. They focus is mainly on dropping hits. Yeah, they not in a good place no more, bro. Because the game ain't safe for them no more. The game can be easily replaced. The game can easily be fucked up for them. You feel me? But for that artist that's making a craft and music just for their audience, just for their fan base, man, hip hop is in a beautiful place. It's in a beautiful place. I like that shit. I like that the mainstream is not. And here's another thing. Mainstream hip hop, the ones that are in power, they're only focusing on two type of artists right now. They focusing on female artists. Mainstream right now, they're only focusing on mainstream female rappers. So they spending all this money on Cardi B's. They spending all this money on Meg the Stallions, and them albums not selling. You feel me? Because they trying to push an agenda, or they just focusing on the country and pop. So right now, if you look through the Billboard Hot 100, they only have two genres of music. They have pop music and they have country music. The reason why that's going on because the country, the U.S. just in general, is in a huge resurgence of conservatism. So the country only wants to hear two type of music right now. They only want to hear pop music, which is talking about nothing, and they want to hear country music, which is talking about nothing. It's easy to listen to. It's easy to consume. So I like that. I like that for the country. I like the country just want to listen to nonsensical music, right? And hip hop rap can go back underground and just feed the people it needs to feed. Like I don't like when hip hop as a genre is just slutting itself out to anybody that listen, right? I don't think that's good. I don't think hip hop is in a good place when anybody can just listen and be like, oh, I like this, when they really don't. You know what I'm saying? They really don't support the culture. They don't like where it comes from. They don't like the people that even create it. So I look at hip hop, it's going into a good place. Not now. At the same time, I do love when hip hop is doing great numbers and making so much good music. I love when hip hop is doing that, right? When hip hop is on the, I look at hip hop. You know what? I look at hip hop the same way I look at rock and roll in the 80s and the 90s. Let's look at rock and roll right now. Look at rock and roll. There is not one rock and roll song that's in the top 100 right now, right? It's not one rock and roll song. If you look at the Billboard charts, there's only two genres of music really being pushed. It's pop and country, right? Because the world, just because US is going into conservatism, right? You don't hear rock. And that's interesting, right? Because you still have a lot of underground rock and roll groups that's popular. Like I still like out of all the other genres that I like rock and roll, right? There's a lot of good rock bands that's in the underground, right? But they're not getting mainstream love. Now these are white bands that I'm talking about. These are like friendly bands, right? But they're not getting the same respect. They're not getting the same opportunities that they would have got in the 80s, in the 70s and stuff like that. So you have to ask yourself, why are rock bands that are prominently white not getting the opportunity that they would have got back in the days? And that's very simple. Rock bands are making music that is against what is the system that's on right now. Even rock bands right now. That's why the safest music for what's going on in the world right now, conservatism and just people that just want certain type of music, is only two labels of music that's safe for that. It's country and pop. Country and pop are the safest music genres ever, bro, because they both talk about absolutely nothing. You know what I'm saying? When you listen to country music, is good for storytelling. Don't get it twisted. I like country music is very good for storytelling. But if it's not pushing anything, if it's not, the problem that I have with country music and pop music, they never touch touchy topics. You know what I'm saying? They never gonna go too far. They just gonna talk about broad things, or they gonna talk about surface level things. They gonna, oh, somebody's poor, I'm poor. Let's make a song about that. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be very surface level. It's not gonna be why that person is poor, why that person is downtrodden, why that person is hurting. Even if it's coming from something you observe that's a real thing, you can tell you're not the person that is experiencing it, right? So that's where that's at. Hip hop and rock and roll. I'm gonna give some respect to rock and roll, right? Hip hop and rock and roll was always rebel music, right? It was always the voice of the downtrodden. It was always the voice of the misunderstood. It was always the voice of the outcast, right? It was always the voice of those that were not heard, right? The disenfranchised. That's always what hip hop and rock represented. Hip hop mostly represented it with black youth, and rock and roll represented it with poor white youth. I have to say that. Remember, hip hop was about black youth. Rock and roll was about poor white youth. Let me tell you right now, even poor white youth is problematic for the powers that be, because poor white youth can be flipped against you. You feel me? So they don't want to give poor white youth too much. Like if you go back to the 80s and the 70s where you had a lot of these poor white kids making music, and the music was really good. If you listen to it, it was some good music coming out from them, right? But they had to stop that shit. And that's when hip hop came up. So hip hop was viable because it was black young youth. And that was valuable for lot longer because you can control it, right? But at a certain point, it's like, okay, I can't control this shit no more. That's when the gangster music came out. That's when the street music came out. And them niggas is, believe it or not, as much as the street nigga is wild as he is, he's way more controllable than, you know what I'm saying, somebody with an actual message. You feel me? So yeah, that's what happened with that shit. But nonetheless, the current state of music, the current state of the country, is very reflective of the music that's going on. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's no coincidence that the music that's in the forefront right now is pop and country. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of people taking shots at hip hop, like, oh man, hip hop just ain't good as it once was. No, hip hop does have a lot of good artists doing a lot of great things. Here's another thing that people are not looking at. Yes, hip hop is not in the top 40 no more, but you know who else is not in the top 40? R&B. Is R&B as bad as it once was? Not really. So why is R&B not in the top 40? It's easy, bro. It's easy to spot why R&B or hip hop or rock and roll is not in the top 40, because these are songs that represented the downtrodden. Right now, you're only gonna hear music in the top 40 from two different groups. Please go research what I'm telling you. It's only two different music genres in the top 40: pop music and country music. Those are the only two genres in the mainstream world. And you have to ask yourself, why is these two genres the only one that's comfortable in the mainstream world? Because they're fucking talking about absolutely nothing. You feel me? They're making you feel no way. You feel me? The great thing about Coco Bane, and they made you feel something, right? Teen Spirit is a song that made you feel something. Whether you black or white, you felt something, right? I want to go back to music that makes you feel something. And I feel like the mainstream does not want us to feel nothing. I think it's very easy for us to get on hip hop and make hip hop the bad guy, but hip hop is not really the bad guy. Hip hop is a direct reflection of the times that we're in. Now, you cannot like the times that we're in. You can be like, oh, these fuckers is crazy, but that reflects what's going on in the world, bro. When you hear NBA YoungBoy, when you hear Rod Wave, when you hear these rappers expressing their pain and their sorrows, whether you like to admit it, it makes you uncomfortable, but it's real, bro. It's real. So that's where we at right now in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? That's where we at right now with music. If you're a person that really loves music, I love music. If you love music, you don't want to hear just surface level shit, bro. Fuck them. I don't want to hear just surface level shit. I don't want you to just fucking pander to me in your musicianship. Fuck no. I want to hear some real music. Give me some real music, man. Fuck that. Give me some real music, man. We in a time where conservatism and censorship is at an all-time high. And, you know, sometimes you don't want to mix certain things into the music equation, but it's mixed into the music equation whether you like it or not. Because people are going to try to appease certain type of people, right? Yeah. People are going to try to appease certain type of people. So we're holding certain musicians to a standards, and we're hurling certain shit down. When you hear a lot of these conservatives, or you hear a lot of people talk about music, they don't really have a great opinion on it. And the reason they don't have a great opinion on it is because, they're not really in tune with what's going on in the music game. You feel me? So it's deep, bro. It's deep. So it's your nigga Delvin's room. To the next one. I appreciate everybody rocking with me. Make sure y'all leave a like, comment.